is it possible, I think like we go through this time, at least I did personally, I went through this time in my 20s of just, kind of like, I don't want to say being a whore, but maybe being a whore. Maybe I don't really care. I'm an adult now. Maybe I was a whore.
You do whatever you want, girl.
Right, exactly. But like, then you get married or whatever. Like, can you still be a whore with your partner?
Absolutely, you should.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, you should. I want to be more of a whore in my relationship.
I agree. I feel like I almost kind of became like there was people in the past that I was way more open with, but then when I got with my husband and he was like so much more experienced, I was so much more nervous about like being
performing well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it holds me back from like doing things because I'm like, oh my God, like, am I doing this right? Is this because I'm still in this learning phase?
Yeah. And it's yeah.
Both my ex-fiancés and most my exes in my relationship were all from my culture. So I always had some form of, not real shame, but like shyness when it came to having sex with them. Especially because like with my first one, like I said, it was horrible. We got engaged and we had sex and I was like, oh, this is disgusting. I hate it. It's the worst thing ever. I never want to have sex. So it was like a long time before I did it again. But with my other ones, like I was just always, I don't know, I was more reserved, I would say. But now that I've grown and I'm like, I have this I don't give a F thing about it, I'm like, I feel like I've became more of a slutty whore ever since I've been married than I have ever been my whole life. Because I feel like before I was always like more reserved, more conservative, more scared of my family, more scared of like doing anything with anyone, trying new things, and now I'm like,
and then you don't want to bust it open for somebody, just any old body, and then later on you're like, ugh.
I know, but then I kind of like low-key feel bad now for all my exes. I'm like, oh, kind of didn't give you my best. Sorry.
They didn't deserve it. They're not here.
I was like, sorry.
I feel like I'm still not giving my best. Like I still am like working towards it, but like definitely there was like a time, especially after kids, and I think I talked about this before, about just feeling like not into myself and like not sexy, you know what I mean? And
That's
lot of ours
big thing with women. If we don't feel good, like for me, because we've been so tired and like we said, always cooking, always cleaning, always working, I don't feel like I take the best care of myself. Like I hate this little pouch, and sometimes my hair is not done, and I'm just like, and we know they don't care, but we care. And if that's not sitting here with me, if I don't feel sexy in my mind, like I wish I could be like the dirty bitch down the street that don't care, that just that come outside.
That's always
like
ready,
this,
right?
Like, dick, anybody? Dick?
Going once, going twice.
But I'm like, if I'm not feeling good, like I have to force myself and fake the funk. Like I have to act sexy. So it's hard to act sexy when you don't feel your best. And I really want to find. I know you guys don't wear scarves to bed or bonnets, right?
Not unless my hair's braided.
I know that it's a problem. I don't know what else to do.
Like a problem for her?
Because it's so funny. She's like, I know it's a problem. But
she'll look at it. If she won't say anything anymore, she'll just be like...
she'll just be like this all the time.
So I be trying to push it back a little bit, show my baby hairs.
So like it's a style.
But I'm always like, babe, it's gonna save me so much time in the morning.
Right.
Like I just need to, especially if we're gonna get wild. Then I have locks under this, so then they get dry and then they be like. So I'm like, that's not sexy.
Oh my god!
I imagine you putting like having your bonnet and then or being like wrapped up and then having a wig over that.
I should try it. Like, just take it off.
Right.
That's so funny.
But yeah, if I'm not feeling and like we talked about before, like feeling bloated. And men make such a joke about it. Like women be like, oh, I have a headache. No, we really do be having a fucking headache sometime. Or my back hurts. Or just the ache. I'm like...
Still try to take it though.
Yeah,
I know, and it becomes this thing of like I gotta. Well, now it's so much harder, but like waiting till the nighttime, you know what I mean, to have sex, because by that time I'm bloated, by that time I'm tired, by that time it's like. But when you don't have kids or you don't have that much going on, being able to do it throughout the day was like such a benefit. But it's like now that's like so much harder when you have like responsibilities and obligations. It's like ugh.
And like you said, the bloat happens at night, and then your whole body is like.
I really don't understand. I want to remove my entire stomach. It's very frustrating.
You both have nice bodies. Y'all need to stop.
Thank you. We'll take it.
We will take it. So I wrote this down because I know you had brought it up one time before, Manal, but you never really touched on it.
I was like, what did I say?
Well, because we
What
had talked
crazy
about
shit I
before
say?
about like the craziest place you watched porn, and I think we both answered, but you didn't at the time, and only because I know you told me you. I'll let you answer.
Lord. I was like, oh Lord, I know what this is coming down to. So one time, me and my friends were talking about the craziest places we've watched porn. But anyways, one of the girls mentioned, yeah, I watched porn. My favorite place to watch porn, especially because she had kids and she was working 2 jobs and she was a single mom. She was like, I watch it on the ride home because I always have so much traffic. I live in LA, blah, blah. I'm like,
That's so wild.
I don't know why. A little light bulb went in my head. I was like, I want to try that. But I didn't realize she has an SUV. I have a little car. But anyways, long story short, I have my car and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this today. So I'm such a clean freak. I was like, oh, let me wash my hands before I leave work. Get myself ready.
To watch something.
To watch something, right? Because I don't know where it's going to go.
Let me pull over real quick.
And I need a car vibrator just to keep one in the car.
Right, seriously, that's what I should have had. But
So interesting. I wonder if they could build it into the seat.
can you...
Oh my God.
Do they have
It's
that?
Life would be
dangerous.
it would be a lot of accidents.
Oh my God, can you imagine? You'd be like, oh shit. Boom, boom, boom. First of all, they already have a whole misconception about women being horrible drivers.
I
With
know.
that, it'll be like a
God.
wrap. But anyway, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try it today. So I get in my car. I'm like, first of all, I was super paranoid because I'm like, is anybody gonna watch me? So then,
Especially like the higher cars
exactly,
looking
and
in.
that's what happens. So I'm driving on down Los Angeles all the way because I have to go literally like 45-minute drive to get home. So even though I'm not an Uber driver, I have the little thing in my car where I attach my phone, which is perfect because now it's hands free.
Yeah.
But my whole car is obviously connected to my phone, so it's. You could
sound
probably
of
hear
Bluetooth.
it. So I'm driving anywhere and I'm like really trying to, and then you got to choose one, remember? Like we're picky people when it comes to our porn. So I'm like, gotta find a pretty girl. Can't have chipped nails. Can't have busted hair, you know? So I'm like looking and trying to find one and driving. And then every single time I'm like, oh, let me see if this is cute. And I put it on. As soon as I do, it's a red light, it's traffic, a car's pulling up next to me and they're looking at me and I'm looking at them and I'm like, stop. Because I'm like, can they hear me? Can they see me? Because especially if there's bigger cars and I have a Prius and I'm like down here, I'm like, anyways, it was not a great experience. I was trying to watch it. Didn't turn out the way it would have. And I asked her, I'm like, yo, I tried what you said, but it didn't work. She's like, girl, because you got a little car.
And I think you got to do it on like a freeway.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, you can't do it on La Cienega. How you
La
say
Cienega?
it? So, I'm like, ooh, like a drive to Vegas. You know, would be a
Yeah.
nice.
And it's a whole thing. Like, it sounds like you got to pick it out. You got to be ready
Exactly.
to go. It's like
amateur,
You got to
obviously.
bookmark it so
Yeah.
you're ready. So it's in the car.
Exactly. I was such an amateur. I think I was just so hyped and excited. I was like, yeah, I could do this. And once I get hyped about something, I'm like, it's going to happen. But it was horrible. I was
See,
like,
and
try.
all I thought was like, oh yeah, you're just gonna watch it. I didn't even think about masturbating while driving, while watching it. That to me was like,
Oh yeah, that was her time. And I think like I said, it makes sense for her because like I said, she has kids, she's by herself, she was working 2 jobs. So for her it was perfect. That was her alone time. That was her time to get home. She had a long drive and it was like she got home and she wasn't as stressed.
That's good.
it's like the bar.
Right.
It's like the idea that like the man goes to the bar before he comes home to like
Exactly.
de-stress.
Yep.
Like that was
like
thing.
her therapy before she got home. And I was just like,
That's
well,
so interesting. I mean, yeah, after you come, it's like people can say whatever they want.
right. She can
Like,
get
I
home, the
don't
kids could be
care.
screaming. She'd be like, all right.
right.
Let me go wash my hands.
Right. She's like, hey, don't
my
touch me yet, honey. Let me wash these hands. But hey, maybe if one of y'all try it and you're successful, we can hear about your story.
Have you tried to watch it in the car?
I did, and I got horny, and I didn't. You know, I'm a clean freak, so I'm like, ooh, I don't want to use my hands because I've been driving, the steering wheel's dirty, and I just got annoyed with myself because it's TMI. I'm gonna tell y'all TMI. It was annoying because I'm trying to do it like through my pants. And I was like, this is weird. I feel like
This ain't right.
yeah.
You almost need like gloves or something.
Yeah, something.
We need
Or just like be able to wash my hands
Yeah.
before. But and you know I got nails, so I get all gross, and I'm like, well, never mind.
We need carburetors. Car vibrators.
Carburetors.
Yeah, and that was the
hilarious.
day that I was like, I need to keep a little vibrator in the car just to be like, zzz. Okay,
You're like, done.
That's a great idea.
yeah.
Just the car vibrator. Well, and Shantae can't hide them if they're in the car.
I know,
so
right? Fucking ass.
Things to think about.
She's like, oh, you want to bet? Challenge accepted.
Where are your keys at? One of our other sections is questions I can't ask my parents.
All of them?
I know. I had this debate with some friends and male friends, and it came up, and I was like, yeah, I still send my husband nudes. Like, and I think that's normal.
Hell yeah.
Especially, you know, with the traveling and things like that, and we all have spouses that travel and things like that. But they, from the male perspective, who had been married, I guess longer than I have, were just kind of like, nah, I don't want to see that. Like, I don't want nudes. I don't want to see what I already have.
Oh, you gonna see it?
But that like blew my mind. Like,
That's
I was
crazy.
like, what? Like, I still want my husband to send me stuff. I still want to send him stuff, and we still want those things.
I feel like that's how you keep the fire going, though.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand. Well, I would ask them a follow-up question like, why? What happened? Why do you not want to see that?
It sounded like the logic was, I don't want to see what I already have, basically.
But you ain't there. Right
Exactly.
at that moment.
But I'm like, even if you
And
know
you
what
might
it
see
looks
an
like,
angle that you
Right.
or an outfit, and they're like, no, just show me when I get home.
Now
That's
you gonna
whack.
see it when you see
I
it.
know.
When I
whack.
send it.
and you better act like you are as excited every time. I don't care if I
Every
send you my
time.
name. That's a sexy motherfucking name.
You see when people put like underwear
I
on
was
there
just
and
about
you-
to say that, and it looks like a
and
little
act like
butt
it's a
cheek.
butt. I'm like, oh,
Have
that's
you guys
so
ever sent
creative.
pictures of someone else to someone?
Someone
I
else
used to
to
send
someone.
different pussies all the time. It was never my vagina.
Oh, as if it was your own.
Yeah.
Oh, hilarious.
You never
I've
did?
never
No,
done
where
that.
did you get them on the internet?
Yep.
Like, so then you gotta find your complexion.
You gotta
'cause,
find your
like,
complexion. You gotta find something that's not at the
Oh
top,
my
because if they Google and they see it, they're like, bitch. But
Oh,
most
yeah,
of
do
the time,
some
no one's gonna
search.
like go look. So yeah,
No, I wouldn't even think to. I'm just gonna think this is yours.
I send different titties.
That is so funny.
I
Like, she
have
just has
never
stock
done
footage of like random ass people's
She
stuff.
has a whole bunch of. She's like, let me see who am I today.
Let's
That's
send
your
this to
role
her
play.
already.
A whole bunch
Shantae
of
was the
different
first woman that I sent like complete nudes to.
Oh wow.
With the face.
Ooh.
She had to get married, right?
Oh, for real. You have to, because you got your secrets, girl.
I was, yeah, right.
Oh my
and I had
God.
my name on my back, so I would never. That's why I would never send it, because I was like, oh, who am I going to become? I'm president one day.
Yes. And like, no, that's definitely
Facts.
Marche. No.
Facts.
So now, yeah, no, and I still send her pictures, and I love if I call Shantae and she's like getting out the shower and she's like naked and she's on the phone. I'm like I'm not on my way home to this person. I'm like,
Yeah.
so that's swag. I think we should always keep that
I
spice.
agree. And it's crazy because I've never, when I think of nudes, I've never actually sent anyone, not even my own husband, actual real nudes without me covering certain parts. I'm either wearing lingerie or like sexy thongs and covering my nipples with my hands. Something is always covering those specific parts.
Yeah.
But I've never actually I've never sent pictures with my legs wide open, like in a picture of my vajayjay or my breast with like my nipple. Never. It's always me wearing something, or like a sexy way of like it being covered with my hair like this.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Or you know what I mean?
sexy.
Something like that. Because
It's
I've always been
creative.
scared of like it be just all out everything.
know.
I'm
Because
like,
it is, right? We don't know where this
Yeah,
fucking cloud is. Like, where's
exactly.
the cloud, bitch?
everybody could be in that cloud.
And
I'm
then I
scared.
mean, like, you know, we have like these little vault apps and things like that, but it's like it's still
Someone has access
yeah,
to that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So once you
just
take
not
it and you
famous
post it
enough.
anywhere, somebody's gonna have access to it.
Yeah.
And when you
Maybe
do
I should
become
start
famous
using
enough,
the camera. Have you guys filmed yourselves having sex?
Yes.
Made your own porn?
with a
Yes.
phone or like professional photographer.
Either or.
And not a professional.
No,
like
I've
a
never
third
done
party, no. But I definitely have. And I was actually telling someone the story the other day in, well, I won't tell you how old I was. But I was sleeping with this guy. And he left for practice. And I looked up into his closet and I saw some sort of like video camera being hidden kind of. And I thought, oh my God. So I pulled it down and I went through it. Not only me, but like 4 other girls that he was sleeping with. That he was. I mean, to me, it was secretly taping, but I don't know if they. Anyways, one of
Holy
the girls I
cow.
recognized.
Oh
it was,
my God.
I lived in Hawaii
Shame on
my
you.
senior
Yeah,
year
whoever
in
you
high
are.
school, so it was like a very, very small community. It's like if your city broke off into an island.
Oh my God.
Anyway, she went to another high school. Gorgeous though, gorgeous. I'm like, oh, we hit that, okay. But anyways, I went through these things like, do I erase it? Like, what do I do? You know what I mean? I never did anything about it, and I never mentioned it or brought it up.
You just left it there?
Yeah, to me, I was like, I don't care enough about this person.
Oh,
like,
he is
I really
lucky
don't.
it was you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No.
I mean, it's just, again, I was in high school like a long time ago. I think I graduated in 2004. But
was he older or the same age?
he was older. Yeah, he was in college. I was in high school.
Right.
Let's
get him. Let's
yeah,
get him.
to this day, like, do you think he still has that stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, why would you get rid of it?
And then look at you. I would definitely still have it.
Okay. She's like, yep,
I was
he
with
has
a girl who did that, but she was kind enough to tell me after, but I was so mortified. First of all, bitch, I would have done it willingly if, I'm glad I didn't, but if you had asked me the question, because then I would have put on my best arches, right?
Okay, for real.
But
You're
you
like,
know,
look at me.
if
Look
you're
at my
not
posture.
prepared,
You're like, why am I like this?
crazy. So she thought it was like, look what I, and I was mortified, and I deleted it, and I was like, I made a whole big deal because it's sad, but mainly now that I'm older, I'm thinking it was disrespectful.
Yeah.
So, but at the time, I'm just like, oh, I probably look terrible. And as I was watching it, I did. So I deleted it, and I thought you know how in the iPhone, if you don't delete it out of the
deleted.
You gotta delete it out of the delete.
We
Yep.
broke up, right? And we broke up mainly because of that, because I felt so
Violated.
used and
Yeah.
violated.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't trust you like that. It's creepy to me. And then I was scared to break up with her because I didn't want it to show up online everywhere.
Yeah.
So eventually I got the courage, broke up with her, and then about maybe 2 months after, the girl that she's with now, I'm assuming, or then, sent it to me.
Oh my God.
And I had a whole thing like, if you ever, I will sue you guys. I was
my
mortified. And then the
God.
ex wound up contacting me and was like, I'm so sorry. You know how new girlfriends are. And I'm like,
But what was her purpose of sending it to you? Like, as if she thought you guys were still together, or?
I don't know. It's just a vindictive bitch, a vicious bitch. Because when she sent it, it was like, is this you? And I swear to God, you know how sometimes you get those like messages and you think it's spam?
Yeah.
So I thought that's what it was. And
Oh, yeah.
I
You don't
would've
have
been
the number
mortified.
saved. That's so scary.
and then I hit my ex and I was like, I hope you know this is war. And
Yeah.
I'm a smart bitch. You and so she called me and was like, I'm so sorry. She's like, I reprimanded her or whatever, and it'll never happen again. But then I'm like, does this bitch now have my thing? Because it was sent from the
Right.
girl's phone.
From her phone,
Oh
yeah. So
my
she had to like
God.
send it to herself. Ugh.
She's turning
And the annoying thing, like you mentioned before.
Jeez, that sucks. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Sorry. Just,
Ooh.
she ain't got this body. That's why she mad.
Really was the jealousy.
I love it. She's like, it's okay, I got all this.
But also with tattoos, like I have a tattoo on my butt. Like I have very like
Distinctive.
yes. So it's like it's one of those things too. It's like, well,
That's
I guess
crazy.
I didn't have the tattoo then. I was like whatever, I was younger. I do have a tattoo though. I did have a tattoo then. But anyways, the point is, it's like, yeah, you can't get away from like, no, that wasn't me, because it's like, yeah,
There's stuff that, yeah.
tattoo.
It's like, I see that
They're
tattoo,
markers.
girl.
It's awful.
That's true. It's how you find the killer. The tattoo to show you.
Right. Or the whore.
And let's get the whore.
So I'm gonna jump around a little bit to just the tips, which is just tips that
Just a
we
tip?
have, or things that we've
Just the
experienced
tip.
that
That's
we've
it.
liked.
That's it, baby girl. Just the tip.
I want to say that like for me personally, working out consistently, eating healthy does make me feel more excited to have sex. Like when you feel good and you look good, even if you're just working on that process, but like when I eat heavier things like pasta or things that like don't settle well, I'm like not trying to be sexy. I'm not trying to do stuff. But like when I eat stuff that's like lighter and cleaner, like I definitely feel like better about myself and I feel hornier. How about you guys?
I agree.
Hornier after oysters or pasta? I'm just joking.
I mean, but pasta's gonna be so good too. It could be sexy
I
too.
love it. I totally agree with you 100%. Working out and eating healthy is perfect, and especially working out, because I feel like the more I work out, the stronger my legs are, the more I could do stuff too. You know what I mean? I don't want to just stay there like a dead fish, like, oh, do what you gotta do. No, like I want to put in some work.
Yeah,
You
being
know,
on
get
top
on there.
definitely feels better when
Yeah.
I'm working more on my legs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once your legs are
I
stronger, you
agree.
can be going on, and they're like, "Whoa, wait a minute, girl. What classes you going to learning all this?" I'm like, it's that gym, baby.
And I mean, sex is a form of cardio too,
It
a form
is.
of a workout too. So just building that like endurance and stuff too.
It definitely is. And then, I mean, I don't eat healthy all the time. I'm not gonna lie in front right now because I eat like crap a lot of the time. But after that food digests, I'm ready to go. I'm like, after that, give me some water. Let me walk around real quick. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I need
Pasta,
me
I
a
can
tea.
eat lobsters,
Tea
anything.
like an old bitch. And then I'm ready to go.
A hot tea like an
A
Obi.
little hot
A
tea.
hot tea like an Obi.
Oh, sex.
Are there any tips that you guys have that, you know, something that like worked for you or something that you would recommend? I do have one more just while you guys kind of think about that. But, and I know Kiana's watching this, and so I will say that I have not done this recently, but, cause he will call me out, but,
Right in the comments.
oh, right in the comments. My God, I gotta go take a look at those. But I used to say, and I will get back to it, but I used to say, because for women, I felt like, you know, literally the word blowjob, right, becomes a job. So like it becomes this thing of like, oh my God, I gotta fucking
Why is
do
it
this
called
shit.
a fucking blow job?
I know, it's
Suck
so weird.
job.
Yeah, you're not blowing on it.
Underpaid job.
You're
I
gonna
need
blow
some
on
insurance for that job.
Okay.
But I used to say if you do a little bit every day, or not every day, but just more often, it doesn't feel like this big thing all the time, right? Like you don't have to suck his dick till he comes like every day, but like
True.
just at least starting off with oral, I feel like just helps.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just kind of like, so it's not just like, oh man, I gotta do that whole thing again. I will say after though, it makes my lips look very plump.
I was about to say that. You literally look like you got your lips
Yeah,
done. You're like,
That happens with women, too.
I'm ready.
Yeah. It does get the plump lip after a while.
Yeah. Do you feel though like it's like, I gotta go do this whole thing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
She's like, picture it.
And I always be like, I don't have to like do this motion.
Right.
So maybe, you know, my neck is not as strong as my friends here. But it's definitely
Oh,
We're
strong
all
necks.
lifting weights with our necks.
it's definitely it's definitely work. It's definitely a job. And
Well, yeah.
I
the
get so
tongue-
annoyed when Shantae keeps going
lot.
like this, and I think it's because I'm doing something wrong. And she just revealed to me the other day that she was like, "No, I just don't want to come." And I'm like, "Don't fucking do that. I'm tired. Like, you better get this shit off." I said, "So next time you do that, I'm stopping."
Yeah. So she's like pushing you away.
Like completely off. And then I'll be like, "What did I do? Did I hurt
Right.
you?" And
She's like, no, it's too good. I don't want to
yeah,
come here.
no,
You're
I just
like,
wasn't
what?
ready to come. I'm like,
Interesting.
Next time she does that, don't stop. So she can come.
I be trying, girl. She will. I think she's gonna murder me sometimes. My
Next
neck.
thing you know, Marsha's
She
like,
just kicks you off.
Yeah, comes to me with a neck brace. Like, what happened? I'm like, I listen to my knowledge.
See, that's how I feel on top. I'm like very insecure about it. So I'm always like, do you like this? Do you like this? Do you like this? Is this good?
don't
It's
give
just like,
a
it's
fuck.
fine. Just fucking keep going. Shut up. Is this okay? You like this?
you like it like that? Yeah, I
Your
don't.
knees start hurting. You
I
can't
know.
say
Like,
anything.
okay, I'm done. I don't like it like this.
God.
And is it harder to go down on a girl? Because like I feel like, well, I don't know. I've never went down on a girl, but
Same,
for
I'm like-
guys, like I feel like it's easier for them to come than it is for girls. But is it different? Do you still have to do it as long or?
I feel like, so with the women, I wish I had our shirt so I can use it as a
I know,
diagram.
right?
So, you know, women, the clitoris, it's that little ball. Well, we know, right?
Yeah.
Once you hit the right spot, the thing is, we know with women, like you can't do it too much, too hard, because it is not feeling good.
Especially if it's too sensitive in the moment.
Right.
Yes. So
Especially if
I
it's
just
sensitive.
feel like I like a very light touch. Just because I feel like I just feel like my body tingling. Like I don't want somebody to be like, like,
All rough.
yeah. So I think if you keep it light, I mean, I'm a veteran. I've been in the game for a long time. So and when I meet other women or other partners that I've had and they can't, I'm like, how can you not know how to eat vagina?
But I mean, I've been with men who can't, and I'm like,
I could kind of understand because a woman's vagina, it's so many
oh,
parts.
you're saying because it's like you're a woman, so
Like,
you should
have
know
one.
where to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, got
But
it.
I also realized dating women that not all women we all like different pressure. And we all like different pressure at different times. So sometimes when you know how you're really horny and it's a little bit swollen and you're like, you don't have to go crazy, but then
you're already halfway there.
But if you're trying to get there, you got to get a little bit more pressure.
Yeah.
So it's always like a mind thing for me, because women, we have to be so into it. Otherwise, we couldn't really sit there like this.
Yeah.
Like men, they can't fucking help it. She can look like a gorilla and they'll be like, okay. You know?
Put a bag on my head.
So I think it's just a little bit, not more work, but just more patience. I've had so many bad head partners though. Well,
Do you
not
train
so
them?
many, but the ones that I've had.
She's like, so many bad parts.
Right.
Once it's bad, do you train them or do you teach them?
I
what to
try.
do,
Like,
or-
I'm always like, that's too. Like, I'm vocal, because we're not gonna be doing this for no reason. I'm gonna
Right.
get off.
You're not wasting my time and your time.
So I will say, like, slow down, and I try not to say it in a way that it's like bitchy.
Right.
But I'm just like, you know, or I'll be like, let me show you how I like it.
Right.
And then you can get your turn.
Which I feel like is so mature.
It is.
But you also kind of have to
talk
know
about
what
it.
you're saying, right? Because it's like all these times I had these bad experiences with men eating me out. I didn't know what to tell them.
Yeah.
So I just knew I didn't like it. So after that, I was like, oh, we're done here. I don't want this ever.
Yeah. When I met Shantae, she didn't like head. Sorry, babe, throwing you out there. She didn't. She was like, I'm good. I was like, what?
You're like, excuse me, but you never tried this.
And that's what I said. I was like, I got you, don't worry. And then I was fucking like, God damn it, I should.
You should be like, okay.
And now you're like, what have I created? What have I created?
I was really like, and I think I told you guys now, she'll get into bed like
Come on.
with a full shirt on, no drawers, and just be like, what are you doing? Like, who is this person? But okay, I gotta do my
You're like, let's
job.
start over. Remember you said you didn't like head?
She's like,
my
well, that was before I
God.
met you.
Right. You've created a monster.
Yep. But I feel like, and when you know more or how to do it, like when I was younger, I didn't know what I was doing. I never really liked to do it. I think and once again, I feel bad for my exes. I'm sorry, guys. But like, it was like birthdays and anniversaries or whatever. But because I didn't know what I was doing. And even when I met my husband, I feel bad because I was like, okay, I'm going to try to do this, but I really don't know how to do this. But I did what I did. And now I'm like such a pro. And he's just like, yo, you just keep getting better and better at this. All this work every day is paying off. And I'm like,
Overachievers over here.
lockjaw and shit. But like I said, my lips be popping.
Hard work pays off. Hard work and dedication pays
and
off.
Now it's like, now that I know what to do, I'm so good at it. I'm like, come on, whenever you want it, we driving, you want it, let's go, let's do it.
It
because I
definitely
don't
makes you
mind.
more confident.
It does, because you're like, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, pop.
And it's
You're
like,
welcome.
and then when they do come, it becomes this thing of like, yeah, I got that.
Exactly. And it just, and that's why I was like, sorry, you're like, hey. Dancing, I quick walk right after him, struggling. But now I don't mind doing it. It's to the point I'm like, I don't mind doing it. I could do this every day, every night, whenever, because it's just like flavorless lollipop, but it's fine. It's not like work anymore because I know what I'm doing and I know what you like and you know what I like. And it's like communication is key because once you find out what you both like, it's easier to get to that level with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I always say about dating new people. I'm like, oh, then you gotta learn their sex all over again. Like, that is years in.
Once you know and you learn, you're like, psh, checkmate.
Right.
Well, I think that's a good place to end. Practice makes perfect.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. I think next time we should definitely dive into these comments because I can't imagine what is being said. I'm actually a little bit nervous. But if you have any topics, questions, comments, concerns, please hit us up, comment, like, and subscribe. We will not share your stories if you don't want to, or at least, mention your name or anything like that.
Anonymous.
Right.
If you have a question.
But at the end of the day, we're probably all going through this, or there's someone out there who's experiencing it. So we just want to have open and honest conversations about sex.
I will list our email in the description box so you guys can send your questions directly there, so you don't have to say it on the comments if you don't want to, and you can remain anonymous and we'll read some yummy letters. I don't know what we call them, rosy letters.
Yes, rosy letters.
And
or if you want to just DM us on Instagram as well with some questions.
Yes,
on That's What
we're
She Said
down with that. We're
podcast.
going to be, so next week we're going to start with our merch. We're going to start everything will be online. We are going to start having guests. We will have some live shows, so we got a lot of new things coming on.
Yes.
Don't miss out. We
Stay
love you.
tuned.
Bye.
That's what she said.